Hello and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I am Benga Oreshegun. Today on the program, Northern governors demand swift action over killing of wedding travelers. Coalition leaders begin mass mobilization nationwide. And later on the show, PDP replies INEC says party will go ahead with its 100th NEC meeting as planned. Well, I'll be hanging out with Gani, Kayode Balogun and Mojid Jamiu. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. The sanctity of human life must be respected and seen to be done. Hence, wanton killings across Nigeria must not only be condemned but stopped. As such, the Northern State Governors Forum has condemned the gruesome killing of 12 travelers in Mangu local government area of Plateau State. The victims, part of a group of 31 traveling from Kaduna to Plateau State, were ambushed and murdered. The chairman of the forum and Gombe State Governor Inuwayaya described the act as barbaric, insisting that such violence has no place in a civilized society. Governor Yaya called for swift action to bring the perpetrators to justice, urging communities in Plateau, Kaduna and surrounding areas to remain calm, law-abiding and reject all forms of reprisal. I mean, gentlemen, how did we get here? But I'll start with the GKB. I mean, the call for swift action by the northern governors over the killing of these innocent travelers. Like I asked earlier, how did we get here and what exactly happened that led to the attack? That led to the death of these innocent travelers?
Well, we said it on this program countless times. If there are no consequences
for bad behavior,
others will join in. What makes this even more horrendous is the fact that this is a lynching. I'm not saying that it's different from the ones that other people carry out, but these people reacting, these people I know, they are not wearing masks, they are not riding on motorbikes, they are not running away. There are people who just came onto the road, stopped the vehicle, brought the people out, and set fire to it. That to me is failure of state actors. Because you said it before this program, we are going to say it again. Unless those who are mandated by law to stop this carnage start bringing in perpetrators at one level, other people will start taking laws into their own hands. And once there's total breakdown of law and order, then our country will cease to exist, as we know it. Because the danger here is not that they will catch 22 people today. Let them move across the board and solve this problem. Luckily, Mr. President has agreed to state police. So when the governor said we want solutions, solutions are in the palm of your hand.
And the northern governors have also agreed to state police.
Let them do it.
But Mojid, what do we call this? Is this reprisal or just pure barbarism?
Yeah, I think it's both, and even both are condemnable. Whether it's
totally condemnable.
Yeah, totally condemnable. How human beings would ambush and slaughter a fellow human being, I can't fathom it. Even when I find it difficult to even slaughter a salaram.
Exactly.
Honestly, now you take a human being and you slaughter, and you lynch and maim, slaughter human beings. I mean, machete them to death. I don't know what has gotten to us as human beings. I don't know where we put our humanity in all of this. No, this is similar to what happened in Edo.
Yes, exactly.
So those people going home in Uromi. Now, you might call this reprisal or whatever name you call it, it's BAD. Bad is bad. It's totally condemnable. And as long as these things happen and we are unable to bring some culprits to book, it will be difficult to stop it. And that's why I like the question President Tinubu posed to the IG of Police Wednesday last week in Benue. Say, Mr. IGP, how many people have you arrested? So, because we must up our ante in terms of intelligence gathering, in terms of our ability to respond to situations. This thing will not happen in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. 12 people out of 31 traveling were murdered in cold blood. And you won't tell me this took just a few minutes. No. It will take some time. There will be some struggles. They pursued some of them right into the bush. So, I mean, from the accounts of those who escaped with some gunshot wounds and some machete cuts, said some of them had to climb on top of trees. And you can imagine somebody going for a solemn wedding ceremony, facing this kind of fate on the road from Plateau on the way to Kaduna in Mangu local government. I mean,
GKB, in your opinion, do you think this kind of killings, you know, reflects a pattern of unaddressed communal or retaliatory violence, especially in areas like Plateau and surrounding areas?
You know what we learned in secondary school, that every action leads to equal and opposite. So you cannot really run away whether it's communal or it's religious or it's ethnic. All these will be factors. But what we do as a country is to find the root cause and solve that problem quickly. Because the danger of this, like I said, is that it gets to a point that we'll start creating warlords with their own areas of control. Like it happened in Somalia and some parts of Libya after the fall of Gaddafi. And that to me is the danger, because if you know Plateau very well, it's basically a savanna. And it's very large. And you know what can happen in savanna? That means you have nowhere to hide. The bushes are skirty. It's not a forest in the conventional sense. So how do you escape danger when the people can see your vehicle from afar, 2, 3, 4 minutes away? That's the danger. And where are you going to run to? That's why I said something must be done quickly by the state governors, by the federal government. I know they are working on the bill to set up state police, but the thing is dragging. And when you have problems of this nature, you must find solutions as quickly as you want. And that to me is the danger, because once non-state actors start deciding by themselves that they will take laws into their own hands.
Very dangerous.
Now, this thing they said is, some said it's retaliation. Is it a matter of, does this reflect the trust deficit, you know, the people have, you know, with the government, the justice system, because they know that once the people come and kill them, there are no consequence for it.
Honestly, that's what I said earlier.
Is it a matter of trust deficit?
Yes, that's what I said earlier, that until we start punishing culprits, and people see that justice is being served to those who perpetrate these acts of, I mean, it's dastardly acts. I mean, I don't even know what name to call it. So until people see that, yes, when you do something like this, you won't go scot-free.
Exactly.
That's the long arm of the law will catch up with you and you'll be brought to book. That is when we'll start seeing a stop to this menace, honestly. Because you can imagine what's the difference between Plateau and Benue. They used to be together. The president was there last week, appealed in what was there was in Benue last week, appealed to them, appealed for calm. I mean, still sending condolences to them, and bam, in 3 days, this one happened again. So I mean, what are we driving at? So I won't say it's lack or shortage of security infrastructure or personnel, but then I think we need to have a rejig of our security architecture, especially as it has to do with with community policing. It's like we are not getting it.
Yeah, the idea is called for community policing.
We are not getting it. We need to do something quick. Where, I mean, in Benue last week, 100 people slaughtered, killed, and now people going for wedding, 12 of them ambushed, killed out of out of 31. We can't continue to, announce barbaric acts like this. It's just barbaric. And people who perpetrate these acts, those characters, they will vanish into thin air. No.
I mean, the people, the victims, yes, they might have a reason. Yes, we are angry, some people came to do, but must you transfer that aggression on innocent travelers? And also, I also want to, going forward, how do we now prevent this from happening? Should we say people should not travel from Kaduna to Plateau again, or Plateau to Kaduna?
People will travel.
Exactly.
Because this is like the pain a woman who is giving birth feels. At that point in time, she will declare to everybody she's not going to have another baby in her life. But 2-3 months later, she's already back with the husband.
They will even be abusing the other and say, hey,
because of this.
GKB, see how you put me and run away. Oh, God knows the number of years.
So our people will continue to travel, despite the dangers. And that to me is the fear. Because now nobody is safe. Our elites can move around with policemen.
Yes.
They can afford to move around with sirens and all that. But
the ordinary Nigerian.
But you get to a point that even that cannot save you.
That's it.
That's the point. You keep on pounding on security personnel for yourself. One day they run into a ditch and you'll be on your own. One day they will have a flat tire and the 2-3 minutes window between your car and their we are supposed
anything can happen then.
So I think we need to look beyond that we are safe from this because we are the elite and start solving problems across the board. Like Moji said, first priority is state police, then community police. Because if you put the cart before the horse, nothing will get achieved. As far as I'm concerned, the bill for state police is already 20 years too late.
The National Assembly should fast track it.
Yeah, this should be done this week, next week. President should sign into law before the end of next month.
But the northern governors have already agreed.
Agreeing is
one thing,
following the legal path. So because the thing is very clear. For you to set up this, to do anything about the constitution,
yes,
you must get 24 states to buy it. And that means 24 states, House of Assembly, to also buy into this idea, as well as 24 states, both Senate and the House of Reps. But according to people working for the president, about 6 states are still holding out. Okay. They've neither given their report nor even shown interest. And most of these people are the people suffering most from this insecurity. I don't know what really the other governors want the president to do. Because you have the ball in your court, you have the knife, you have the border. Decide what you want to cut it.
If you were the governor of Plateau State, what would you be telling the people, the victims of this thing?
Yeah, it's,
are you just going to tell them, oh, don't take laws into your hand? Yeah. What will you be? Because they are angry. Well, that they lost families.
Yes, it's moral suasion. I mean, there is nothing the governor can do. I mean, just like the way Fadia earlier in Benue, it's kind of a calamity. I mean, you don't stoke the embers of fire. I mean, you have to, just like the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum and governor of Gombe State, Governor. Yes, so he also, I mean, he has appealed for calm while promising that, I mean, while appealing for calm, I expect Mutfwang, the governor of Plateau, to also ensure that those who perpetrated this
are arrested, fished out,
and brought to book. Because that's the only way the appeal you are giving to the families of the victims. Yes, that's the only way. It won't bring them. It won't bring their loved ones back. Yeah. But at least they will know that justice is served and they did not die in vain. So that is the only way. The only way is, I mean, that can mitigate the effect of this sorrow, the effect of this pain and the loss on the families involved. And to also assure others that, I mean, other residents, if such a thing happens again, those who do it will be brought to book. Absolutely. Same way, those who perpetrated this one, I mean, has been brought to book. That's the only way.
Absolutely. I mean, transferring aggression is
it will serve as a
total
deterrent.
barbarism, and it's totally condemnable. Our heart goes out to the victims. All right, let's move straight to